Good morning, my darlings. My name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I love to read about love, obviously love of another, but most importantly love for oneself, because just like my cup of tea tarot, you can't pour from an empty cup. And in England, there is nothing that a good cup of tea and a natter, a chat with spirit, can't solve. So today we're going to have that cup of tea and a natter with spirit to see what messages they have for us, they may have for us. If it resonates with you, then please, I'd love to hear. If it doesn't, please don't try to make it fit. There are so many fabulous readers out there on YouTube, and there will be a message out there for you. I always sort of know that whatever messages we as readers put out there, then the person who's meant, or the people that are meant to hear it, it'll resonate with them, are those that will be guided by spirit at exactly the right time they need to hear this message. So let's start. I'm using my Celtic Tarot, and we are going to do your Six of Cups soulmate reading, and I'm going to pull a card for your headspace, which has already popped out, a card for your heart space, a card for your soulmate's headspace and heart space, advice from spirit, and then I will pull an oracle card or two for you. So in your headspace, you have walked away from something that no longer serves you, and it's difficult to do. It's you know, this is a sort of dark night of the soul. That kind of eclipse is showing that it was sudden. It was something that was sudden. I'm getting as well, and I have a feeling that there's somebody else involved, because in this card you've got these sort of three little ships in the background. But you know, well done you. It takes a great deal of courage and strength to walk away from things that don't serve you any longer. And you know, relationships, at times they can be, you know, this Eight of Cups is, it's not quite right, but it's not quite wrong. So you've had great courage and strength to not be in something anymore that you know your heart, your soul is telling you that at this moment in time is not right for you. And you're taking that brave step of going up these stairs. You don't know where they're heading to, but you've taken those first steps because you know that you're being guided to do it. So well done. I know that's very tough for you, Gemini, but you know it's the right thing to do at this time. Okay, so let's see what's in your heart space. What's in Gemini's heart space? What's in Gemini? Too many cards. Let's try again. What's in Gemini's heart space? Thank you, thank you, thank you. One card, please, for heart space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got still too many cards. They have a lot to say, and they're trying to come out, but they will come out. The messages will come out. Still too many cards. I'll take the top one if not, but let's just do one card to fly out for me, please. Thank you. Right, look at that in your heart space. You have the Ace of Wands. So aces are always about new beginnings. Aces are all about new beginnings. They're also about things that are divinely guided and divinely protected. And they are a gift from God. Now, what I'm getting with this, that in your heart, you know that this was the right thing to do, because this card, the wands, are about your passions. I'm feeling that you were feeling that you weren't able to be yourself. That creative side, you know, we have that creative side of you. We have this extraordinary ability as spirit in a human body to recreate ourselves anew every day. And your heart was guiding you that this was something that you needed to do for your future, for your peace, for your passions, for where you want to be in life. And you have a knowing, and to have knowings is very lovely. You know, knowings aren't hopes. Knowings aren't wishes where you wish for something, or hope where you think it might, you know, you hope it might happen. And belief is you kind of have a semi knowing about it, but you have a knowing in your heart. And whether that is that you've done the right thing, or whether that is because you have a love there that made it particularly hard to walk away, we'll find out. But I mean, look at the two contrasts of that as well. And I'm also being told that you couldn't really speak your truth in this relationship. There were things that you just couldn't say. So let's move on to your soulmate, where they are in their headspace at the moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Too many cards. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, no, not surprising. They're in the Eight of Swords at the moment. So the Eight of Swords is this is in their headspace, and you have to really feel for somebody who's in this space at the time. Have compassion for them. Just put the light back on. They are trapped in that fear space. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say, and they are they haven't become aware of what they're being guided to do by spirit. They're not wanting to see. They're not wanting to know. They'd rather stay in the space they're in at the moment, because sometimes that space is safer, and sometimes silence is safer as well. There is change coming. There's a new dawn coming up at the back of the card, but these sort of waters of emotion are still very much touching them, and the thing about the Eight of Swords is at any one time they can take off that blindfold. They can unloosen the ties that are holding them, because nobody else is doing it but themselves. And what I'm seeing here as well is, do you see here one of the swords, you've got these snakes entwining. So whatever lessons that you are learning from this relationship, they are also being asked to learn. And the beautiful thing about soulmates is that it's the strength of the feeling that we have for them, that every relationship is for the evolution of our soul. And God, when in order for us to learn and grow, our soul purpose is to have joy and peace, and your peace is happiness. And when we are repeating cycles of behavior, we are not allowing ourselves that chance to grow and evolve. So this relationship has been for you to both to trigger each other, to heal, and to start to evolve your soul. And you have started to do that by walking away, and that has brought you a certain sense of knowing in your heart and peace that this is what it was all about. Bless them. Your soulmate is not in that space at the moment. And I will always say that when somebody is further ahead in their journey, allow everybody to go at their own pace, because there is always a divine timing to everything. And if they're in this space at the moment, then there is more lessons that they need to learn. There's more little slaps around the face that they may need to get. But hold the space for them if you love them, and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward with your life to all the surprises and delights that are there, because the more you focus on yourself, the more you can only fix yourself. You can't fix somebody else. They can only fix themselves through their own experiences and their own journey. And the more you move forward, but you hold the space for them, the more you allow them that space to experience what they're meant to experience. Let's look at their heart space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gemini's heart space. Thank you. Thank you. So they've got this is basically the Three of Shields here. So I love this card because in their heart they know what how do I say this? What foundations are there? They know what their heart wants, and they know that their heart, that love that they feel for you, is the foundation of so many extraordinary, foundation for the kind of the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Shields. And when you get the Three of Shields like that, it's that wanting to talk card. It's that wanting to express themselves. They have those moments of, they know that they get those receiving thoughts, I call them, the thoughts that aren't based, not these fear-based hamster wheel type of thoughts where it goes round and round and round in your head and you don't see a way out of it. They do receive advice, and as we all do all the time, they receive those receiving thoughts from Spirit. And I think they receive those thoughts when they're not really expecting them. It's kind of when they're working or they're doing something that they find a sort of meditative space, whatever that may be. It may be driving a car, it may be riding a bike, it may be painting, whatever. But whatever it is, they are receiving that. They know in their heart that they want to talk to you. It's getting the bravery to do it. I'm just putting my glasses on so I can see a little closer on this card. You see, there has the tools there. You know, they want to make this work. This little person, he's standing on a stool. I think they feel that they're not kind of worthy, that they're not quite tall enough or big enough or strong enough for you. So that's why they're sort of standing on this little stool, to make themselves feel taller and bigger. So there's a lot of work that they need to do in terms of their self-love and self-worth, because lack of self-love and self-worth in oneself just causes so much expectations on another to fulfill that, and that can never be a healthy, balanced relationship. So let's move on to advice from Spirit for you. Advice for Spirit, please, for Gemini. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Advice for Spirit, from Spirit for Gemini. Thank you, thank you. Too many cards. Thank you. One card, please. A lot of cards. Advice from Spirit. I saw the Sun and the Magician, so here we are. Okay, so we're going to take both of those. You have advice from Spirit. You have 10 of Cups and you have the 3 of Wands. So this is beautiful. The 10 of Cups is obviously that whole beautiful abundance, happiness, joy, everything that you could possibly desire, all your manifestations. That's what the 10 of Cups represents. And it also, for me, represents being in the moment and also being very grateful for what you do have in your life. Because if you are asking for things to happen where you feel a lack of, universe, God always says yes, but they'll respond to the lack of rather than what you wish for. They'll just keep giving you more of that lack of. So the beauty about the law of attraction and is to thank God, to thank the universe before it happens, and to have that utter knowing that that it is going to happen, but it'll only happen in the right time. God knows exactly when everything should happen for us, and it'll always happen in such an amazing kind of ta-da kind of way, because God loves to do his surprises and delights. But the message here for you is this is all there for you. Now, whether this is a reconciliation with your soulmate, which I believe it is because of the 3 of Pentacles in terms of wanting to talk to you, and you've got the 3 here as well. So there could be somebody else involved in this, but I'm not really saying that. What I'm saying here with this 3 of Wands is Spirit is saying to you, you are beginning to understand the whole law of attraction, about how to manifest what you do and what you want in your life. And Spirit is saying you are being very much guided. You've got Saturn here as well, which is all about manifestations, but it's about being in the place of, if things have not happened for you just yet, knowing that you are being protected at this time because it's not the right time for it to happen, and to allow divine law, to allow the flow, to allow it to happen the way it's meant to happen. This person knows his ships are coming in. He knows they're coming in. He doesn't know exactly what time they're coming in and maybe which port they're coming in. They may have to tack backwards and forwards to get in, but he knows. And these, look, you see this? This is the same. This is this Ace of Wands, the same cloak here. You know what you want, and you know, Spirit is saying it's coming in, but it's coming in divine timing. So have some patience, because this is what's coming in for you. And that was very beautiful. And again, I just go back to, you were very brave, whatever you did, to walk away, because it can be much easier sometimes to stay, but you walked away because your soul, your higher self, told you it was the right thing to do for you at the time, and it's leading to this extraordinary soul growth that you're going through. So let's do some clarifications for you. I'm using my Everyday Witch Tarot, and we're going to clarify the 8 of Cups for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One card, please. 8 of Cups. There we go. So you have the Four of Wands. So yes, I'm very much seeing this. It's very interesting. I'm seeing this as a twin flame card, a twin soul card, because that's what the Four of Wands represents. And I'm feeling that, you know, just as I've said, you needed to walk away from something. So Spirit has guided you and guided your soulmate to have this separation, or this time apart from each other, in order to come back together as balanced and with the correct boundaries, healthy boundaries, and so much self-love that you could just have so much to give. And that's what that Four of Wands represents for me. This is all part of your journey. And sometimes when you're in you know, when you're watching a movie and you don't understand a scene in the middle of the movie, but you understand it by the time you get to the end, and maybe that's where you are right now, but you're beginning to understand. And you know, this card is very beautiful. It's also talking to me about soul family, and soul family are amazing, because when you are aware of how God and the universe works, you will always receive angels, and who come in many forms to help you on your path, and that's your soul family. And so you will find that as you shift and change, people will come into your life on that same vibration as you, and they're there to help you on your journey. So that's really beautiful to see there. Then you've got the Ace of Wands, which is in your heart space. Please clarify. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Too many cards, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Still too many cards. Okay, there we are. So look at that. You've got the Ace of Wands, and you've got the Two of Wands. So this is clarifying what I said earlier, and the Two of Wands is about having made a decision. So however difficult that decision was that you made, you knew it was the right decision for you. And I again take my hat off to you, because I know that it wouldn't have been very easy for you, but you have made the right decision. And it's something that, you know, was your world, and you still love this person, and I see them coming back. But it's because you and they have had to go through, you've been sent to each other to trigger each other, to heal a lot of conditioned behaviours from unhealed wounds that you may or may not be aware of that you have. But you have been guided by Spirit. You see all the stars there and everything. So that's lovely to see. Let's look at your soulmate. This is the Eight of Swords, where they are in their headspace. Too many cards. Headspace, please. Eight of Swords, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Eight of Swords, please. Thank you. Please clarify the Eight of Swords. Thank you. So, yeah, you've got the Tower. So, well, they've got the Tower. So, this is my getting a great big slap round the face from the universe card. So, what's happening is for them that because they are not shifting and changing and learning and growing and releasing conditioned behaviours, and they may be transferring blame still onto other people, the Tower is coming in, or the Tower has come in. And the Tower is an extraordinary card, because it literally, I always see the Tower as this sort of way that the Tower represents the way somebody is, and we get stuck in that Tower. We can't go anywhere because we just keep doing the same thing. And so the Tower has to come down. Those behaviours have to come down, and they have to go back to the basics, back to the rubble, back to the foundations. This is this heart space, back to that, in order to see what's there and how to build it up anew. But it has to come down first. These old ways have to come down first. And so your lovely soulmate, do send them love and light at the moment, because they are going through a Tower moment, and it's the big slap around the universe card. They've had little slaps, and it hasn't really worked, and so the universe will come in and get their attention. So whatever's happening for them is happening, and it'll be very uncomfortable for them. So again, as I said, Send them love and light, because it is a difficult space for somebody to be in. Please clarify the Three of Shields. This is in their heart space for you. There we are. So they've got the Seven of Cups. And I love this Seven of Cups card because it's, although the Seven of Cups card is about options, it's about choices, it's about confusion, it could be about dreams, etc. This one, they've got, do you see the cup they've chosen is the cup with the heart in it. So of all the options, they're choosing love. And this is how they feel about you. And it's making them happy. You know, there's this little cat here who's sort of licking his paws. It gives them contentment. It gives them peace to think about you. And that's what they've chosen, which I love to see. And then we'll move on to, oh, sorry, that was in their head space. I'm so sorry, that was in their head. No, that was their heart space. Yeah, no, that was. I'm getting confused with the cards because two cards came out at the end. Then we're going to do, as we said, advice from Spirit. So you got the Ten of Cauldrons and the Three of Wands. Please clarify the Ten of Cauldrons and the Three of Wands. Thank you. Thank you. Too many cards. Thank you. Ten of Cauldrons and the Three of Wands. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just one card, please. Thank you. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. You've got the Nine of Cups. So that's your wish fulfillment. Do you remember I said to you, this is coming in for you, the Ten of Cups. And it's about this manifestation and having trust, absolute trust and faith that it's happening. Maybe not at the time that you want it to happen, but it is happening for you at the right time. And this Nine of Cups is just confirming that. And you see how she's sitting there beautifully, and she's in her own space, and she's gone within, and she's listening, and she's receiving those thoughts, and she's being guided by Spirit. And she's also not worried that, you know, her Nine of Cups castle might get washed away once or twice, because she knows that it's all going in the flow and that she can rebuild it. And so, and again, what I love here is you've got here the crab and you've got the cat. So the crab is about following your intuition. The crabs are always guided by the moon. You know, the waves are always, the sea is always being guided by the moon. And so whatever's happening here, there is, you know, certain cycles that are happening, and also you are being, you know, I want you to listen to your dreams as well, something that's coming through for me there. And it's a reminder about opposites attracting too, and maybe these, you know, these two are very, very different. The cat also is very playful, and it's about being at peace and not worrying. You know, it's very easy to be very spiritual, very joyful and very happy when everything's going brilliantly. But when things aren't going quite so well, then we can step into that fear space. And this is a reminder for you. In order for your knowings, your dreams, your wishes to manifest, it's about remaining in that space where you know. And even if little things like this sandcastle coming down, even if things don't go quite according to plan, they are according to plan, because this is what God is happening. This is what God and the universe is doing for you. They will always say yes to everything, and it's about having trust and faith through those difficult times as well, which brings you in your Nine of Cups and your Ten of Cups. And you know what? What's beautiful here? You've got the Ten of Cups here. You've got your Nine of Cups wish fulfillment, and your soulmate. This is in their heart space. They've chosen that cup. So they're bringing in that cup, and that one makes 10. So my son would be very proud of me. He's very good at maths. I'm not. So I'm now going to pull you one animal tarot card. Thank you for Gemini, please. One card for Gemini. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you've got the Seven of Spring. So the Seven of Spring here is the gecko, and it says, be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. Trust that your inner guidance is true and follow it completely. Now this was really interesting because I didn't mention, and I knew I should have done because I was told to and I forgot about it. Do you see back in the card here the little gecko there? And it was about you knowing what you want, and your Ace of Wands was that knowing. I kept talking about that knowing for you. So whatever this is, even if you've walked away from this relationship, and as I said, it may be for you to come back together, do trust in that. And everybody sees, when it says here, don't let anyone else take away your personal power. Everybody sees life through their own lens, and nobody lives your life but you. Nobody lives 1 second of your life but you. And when you have a knowing, about something, don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, because all it does is just create fear and doubt in yourself. And the ivy is, it's beautiful to see the ivy here, because the ivy is about that connection to spirit. It's also telling you, don't be codependent on others, don't be codependent on other people's, as it said, thoughts and opinions. And but it's also, the ivy is about a connection with somebody else, it's a long-lasting connection. So that's very, and he's listening, you know, he doesn't say very much, the gecko, and he slightly changes and transforms if he needs to. He observes, and that's what Spirit, thank you, is also asking me to say. Observe, observe. Don't say too much, observe, and you will learn so much more. And if you want to speak your truth about something, then do, but do it from a place of love. And if not, don't do it at all. And lastly, I am going to pull you an Angels and Ancestors card. Oh my goodness. Too many. You've got 3. You've got the she-wolf there, but there was 2 others with it, and there we go. That's absolutely beautiful. You've got Be the Light. So, and this is the White Witch, which is absolutely fabulous. And do look, can you see the same ivy? So, the White Witch, I mean, look at her, she's amazing. The White Witch is doing everything from a place of love. She does everything from a place of understanding. She does everything from a place of knowledge. She is completely guided, and it's about being the light. So okay, so when you are, and I may have mentioned this before, but when you are on this journey, especially if you're on a twin journey, it's about being the light for them to follow. If you're a twin, the more you heal yourself as a twin soul, the more you heal yourself and focus on your self-healing and your self-love, the more it helps then. And the more you raise your vibration, the more you're in that lovely, lovely, lovely magical space, the more that you are the light for them. And it's about being that light, and it's about holding that space for them, but it's about looking forward all the time. Again, you can't fix somebody else, only they can do that for themselves if they want to. This person certainly does. It might take them a little bit of courage, and they're a bit confused about how and when they're going to do it, but just be the light for them. And the light doesn't get involved in negative energies. The light doesn't do any of that. My naughty dogs are wanting to go out. So that's a beautiful last card for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, I'd love to see any comments you may have. And I hope you have a fabulous week, and I look forward to having a cup of tea and a natter with Spirit with you next weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.